Assalamu alaikum all the students of Civil Engineering Department at the University of Lahore. I greet you, Assalamu alaikum, all of you. And in the meanwhile, the students are coming and joining us. I will take you to the recitation of Quran where you will listen the recitation of Surah Fajr with Surah Fatiha. Okay, just wait a little. I think so. Over here. I welcome the students who are joining us. For all the students, an announcement is there that I'm taking you to the recitation of Quran. In the meanwhile, the students will come over here and join us, and I will admit them all. And now let's move to the recitation of Quran. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahmanir Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in Ihdinas siratal mustaqim Siratal ladhina an'amta 'alayhim غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والفجر وليال عشر والشفع والوتر والليل إذا يسر هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد إرم ذات العماد التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد وثمود الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد وفرعون ذي الأوتاد الذين طغوا في البلاد فأكثروا فيها الفساد فصب عليهم ربك سوط عذاب إن ربك لبالمرصاد فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما وتحبون المال حبا جما كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا وجيء يومئذ بجهنم كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان يتذكر الإنسان يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان وأنى له الذكرى يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية
Okay.
يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي اللهم اجعل نفوسنا اللهم اجعلنا من هذه النفس المطمئنة اللهم
Okay, dear students, Jazakallah. आपने अभी कुरान पाक में से जो तिलावत सुनी सूरह फातिहा और सूरह फजर की तिलावत आपने मुलाहिजा की, और अल्लाह को जज़ा दे, अल्लाह हमें हिदायत के रास्ते पे चलाए। और ये कोरोना की बीमारियां हैं या जितनी भी आफात हैं, तो इनका वाहिद मुकाबला ये है कि हम कुरान पाक को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पढ़ें, और कुरान पाक को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पढ़ें और अल्लाह से इस्तग़फ़ार करें, नमाज पढ़ें। और my dear students, mashallah, the students are coming still now and I am admitting them. My dear students, and now the time of the lecture has been started. I have started our lecture with the recitation of Quran. And my dear students, I take you to the lecture, okay? And I will tell you, okay, my dear students, what special of the day is, that is, I am introducing you the effective way or effective technique by which you can have the lecture in an effective way. That it will become a learning atmosphere. Okay, I will try my best today, and you will feel like to be there in the classroom. You will, sorry, dear student, you won't feel that you are in the chat room or online, you are there, inshallah. Just you will feel that you are in the lecture, not in the classroom. Just you will feel like to be there. Okay, the students are still coming and I am admitting them. Okay, come baby, admitted. Okay, my dear students, our one thing notable, sorry, one thing notable over here, that all of my lectures online will be uh, activity based. Okay, activity based learning will be there. That our first of all, I greet assalamu alaikum to all the students who have joined us or who are joining us recently and who are right now joining us. And I welcome all the students of civil engineering uh, departments who are studying right now the course of computer programming online with me, Muhammad Shahzad, assistant professor in the CS department, University of Lahore. Okay, my dear students, um, I did tell you today is a very special day that I am going to introduce you the technique, effective technique of or effective learning technique, that is activity based learning. Over here, my dear students, very first of all, in all of my lectures online, the first activity will be based on what? That is before you onto the screen. You can see very first activity will be an assessment of the last lecture. It will be a question answer session, and I will ask you a certain question, and I will connect to uh, the students live, and I will ask certain questions from the students, and they will answer me. And after the assessment session of the last lecture, I will announce the topic of the day. That is the lecture, the topic of the lecture. And afterwards, uh, another question answer session will be there to make a background for the uh, topic of the day. That I can ask you some previous knowledge or concepts that are related to the topic of the day. Okay, my dear students. And um, fourth activity hour will be that I will ask you, I will tell you the lecture. I will deliver you the lecture of the day, but it will be an interactive lecture. It won't be that a teacher comes over here and go on speaking, go on uh, telling the things, go on telling the things, but not interacting with the students, whether the students are getting the concept or not. Okay. And the fifth thing is that the students who are joining us, please stay calm over there. And during the lecture, I will connect them, I will admit them, and they will be connected to me, inshallah. Say one student is coming over there. Okay, dear students, we were there on the fifth activity. And the fifth activity of our online lecture will be assessment of the delivered lecture of the day. Whatever the lecture, whatever the topic of the lecture um, would be, that if I have delivered the lecture, I can ask you, it will be a question answer session. I will ask you 2 to 3 questions only at the beginning. Okay. All right. And then what will be done? And the sixth and the last activity of the online lecture will be an announcement of the coming lecture or the lab, or important announcement or information will be shared with you. Okay, my dear students. Um, Once again, I greet Assalamu alaikum to all of my students. And one thing I want to tell you to the CR and all the students from very distant areas like Gilgit or Skardu or so, I do tell you one thing. If the internet connectivity problem is there, as far as I am concerned, my students need not worry. I have many ways to assess my students. Okay, say I will, inshallah, I will upload this lecture on my YouTube channel and Facebook, and other resources are there, and on the slate as well. The students who might not uh, be able to um, have the lecture online because of the internet connectivity, or other problems, might be the electricity problem, might be there. Okay, no problem. But you can download my this lecture from my YouTube channel. All of my students know my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel name is Prosperity and Self-Dependence. By the end of the last session, I will tell you how you will uh, uh, connect to my, visit my YouTube channel and download the video. Okay, my dear student. Now I am going to start our first activity of the lecture of the day. Okay, here Mr. Azim. Mr. Azim, the mic is over to you. Assalamu alaikum.
Ji, walaikum salam, sir.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. How are you, my student?
Yes, I am fine, sir. How are you?
Okay, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. My prayers are for with all my students, and for my students, and for my nation, and for all the human beings in the mankind. Okay, my dear student, Mr. Azim, the question to you. It is an assessment of the last lecture. That is, if you recall your memories and get yourself back, the last lecture was on the topic for loop, end loop.
Yes.
Mr. Azim, the question is before you on the screen. Can you read it out? Hurry up.
Yes, sir. How
Read
can
it.
you define a loop?
How can you define a loop? Okay,
Yes.
answer me.
Sir, for loop execute a statement or a set of statement
No, no, no,
for a
no, no, no,
system.
no. I'm not asking you about the for loop. I'm asking you about a loop, only loop.
अच्छा सर वो a loop जो है set of statement है that are executed repeatedly.
Okay, thank you very much for joining me over here. Inshallah, if the time will give me permission, and I will be with you, I will ask you. But it's a time to connect to some other students. Okay, who is there? Just one student is there waiting for to be connected over here. Who is? Yes. In the meanwhile, the students are coming, and I admitting them. Come, maybe you are not being admitted. Okay. Some problem. Okay, need not worry. The student will be there with me. Okay, Mr. Mustafa. Now mic is over to you. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, sir. Walaikum assalam.
Okay, my dear student, you can turn on the video. If you are,
Yes, sir.
if you are, I do tell all of my students to turn on your video. Okay, if you don't know how to turn on your video, okay, Mr. Mustafa. Okay, on
Yes,
to the screen. onto the screen. The question is before you. Can you read it out?
Yes, sir. How can you define a for loop?
How can you define a for loop? Okay, please answer me this.
Sir, for loop execute a statement or a set of statements for a fixed number of times.
Okay, thank you very much, Mustafa. I'm very happy. I'm very glad to interact with you. And you answered me correct answer. I'm first of all, I connected to Mr. Razim, then Mustafa, and then the third answer, the third question is before you onto the screen. All of my students, the question is before you, and I'm coming to any of my student. Yes, who is there? To whom I do connect. Okay, Mr. Zain, the mic is over to you.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. Fine.
Yeah. Mr. Zain, the question is before you onto the screen. Can you read it out?
What are the steps to write the syntax of for loop in C++?
Okay. Tell me the steps.
Sir, first step is declare a loop variable.
Okay.
Second, specify a for loop statement.
Okay. Correct.
Third, a C++ statement or a block of statement that is to be executed for a fixed number of times.
Okay, Mr. Zain, I'm very happy to connect to you live. I took you live over here. And Mr. Zain
Yes, sir.
answered the correct answer. I clap for you. Thank you very much being with me. And the last question of the day. Okay, just wait a little here. Okay, wait a little here. Okay, mute out. Okay, now, my dear students, the last question of the assessment of the last lecture, the previous lecture, is before you. Sorry, because of I took egg. That is, I think so. My throat is not helping me soon. Okay, to whom I do connect. This one is the last question of the day, Mr. Muiz. Now the mic is over to you. I am taking you live. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
वालेकुम अस्सलाम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सर आप सुनाएं
Alhamdulillah, I am very happy to be connected to you live. I took you live over here. My dear student, over here, the question is before you. Can you read it out? The question will come ahead. Yes. Okay. Can you read it out?
yes if the condition statement in the for loop statement become false
Okay. First of all, get it.
condition statement
You know, I do tell you,
yes
I help you. I help you here. My dear student, you know about the for loop statement. A for loop statement contains three expressions or three statements. First, first statement is initialization. Second one is what? Condition. And third one is increment or decrement. The question is to you, if the condition statement or condition expression in the for loop statement gets false or becomes false. Now the question to you, will the
No, sir.
for loop associated statement be executed?
no I think
Okay, your answer is correct. Okay, your answer is correct. Thank you very much, Mr.
thank you sir
Okay.
thank you
Okay.
welcome
Okay. My dear students, I am very happy, Alhamdulillah. I took you live over here and you are with me live over here. and it is the our first activity has been ended, and now I move to the announcement of the lecture of the day or the topic of the day. Okay, the topic of the day is the concept and need of arrays in C++ with definition, syntax, memory structure, and code. It is a part 1 of the arrays lecture. Okay, and you will have the lecture on arrays. That will be a part 2, inshallah. Soon I will announce this one. Okay, my dear students. And now our third activity is going to be started. As I have announced the topic of the day, I have announced the topic of the day. Now I am going to make a background for the topic of the day. Okay, I will ask only one question or two or so to make a background for the lecture of the day. Okay, I can ask you some previous knowledge or the concepts I had taught you earlier on in the previous lectures. Okay, my dear students, be with me, need not to go anywhere. आप मेरे साथ ही रहिएगा, कहीं मत जाइएगा, और अगर कोई emergency है, you can go and you can join me, or but need not worry, this lecture will be uploaded. You can have this lecture again and you can get benefit from the lecture. I think so. One student is waiting for me for the permission to be admitted over here. I give him permission, and now, my dear student, I am coming back. Okay, variable. My dear students, the question over here is onto the screen. Okay, and the students are coming over here. My dear students, in the meanwhile, you read the question onto the screen. I connect some students over here. Who is there to whom I will ask a question? Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Bilawal Mahmood. Now, mic is over to you. Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम सर।
Bilawal, how are you?
अल्लाह का शुक्र है सर, आप ठीक हैं?
Alhamdulillah. Say Alhamdulillah in all the
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
circumstances. And we
जी
are breathing, we are talking, we are eating, we are enjoying the blessings of Allah. We shall have to pay thank, but we can't pay thank to Allah. Okay, for
यस
all the blessings of Allah. We are blessed with the countless blessings of Allah, and we don't know if we go on counting the blessings of Allah, we can't count the blessings of Allah. Now, Mr.
जी सर।
Bilawal,
जी सर।
are you listening me?
यस सर।
My dear student, the question is before you onto the screen. Can you read it out?
यस सर। What is
Okay.
meant by a variable in programming?
Okay. Can you answer me of this question?
Yes sir. A variable point to a memory location where the data value is to be stored.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bilawal. You answered me correct. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to connect to you, and you answered me the correct answer. I'm very happy. Okay. My dear student, you got to know about the definition of the variable, and the variable's definition is a variable that points to a memory location where the data value is to be stored. What is, dear students, what is meant by a data value? Your name is the data value. Your mobile number is the data value. Your address is the data value. And your city, your country is the data value. Okay. Okay, my dear student, it is our Third, activity is in progress. Now I am putting an example before you. Okay, declare a variable. Okay, dear students, only 10 minutes, an announcement is going on over here. After 10 minutes, our first session is going to be expired. Okay, expired means will be ended after 10 minutes. And all of my students are requested to connect same way as you have connected earlier on. Okay, अनाउंसमेंट मैं उर्दू में करता जा रहा हूँ कि आप लोग ठीक 10 मिनट के अंदर अंदर जो है हमारा ये सेशन जो है एंड हो जाएगा। तो आप सबसे ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप जो है 10 मिनट के बाद जो है दोबारा से आपने कनेक्ट करना है जैसा आपने पहले मुझसे कनेक्ट किया है जूम के ऊपर। ओके डियर स्टूडेंट्स, यहाँ पर मैं आपके सामने एक एग्जांपल रख रहा हूँ। डिक्लेयर अ वेरिएबल, द नेम ऑफ द वेरिएबल इज एज and the data type will be the integer data type. Okay, example, the code of this example is int and age and semicolon. My dear students, all of you, my dear students, you know how to declare a variable. First of all, we define the data type, we specify the data type, then we specify the name of the variable. Okay, and then what we do. Okay, after over here again I connect to you. Okay, for declaring a variable we do what? We specify the data type. Over here we specified the data type int. And after specifying the data type, okay, we write the name of the variable that is known as the identifier. And the identifier name is age. And you know, all of you know well, each statement, each C++ statement is ended with a semicolon. And we placed over here the semicolon. Okay, my dear student, I do ask you a question before ending this session. Okay, that is, the question is before you, all of my dear students. Hey, to whom I do connect over here, Mr. Mashallah. Yes, Maz is there, but heartbeat, your might. Okay, Mr. Hashmat. Now mic is over to you. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Ashmat.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Alhamdulillah. The session is going on very nice. And
Yes, sir.
it is very nice to be with you that to whom I connected over here live, I took live. The mic is working well and the voice is clear over here. Mr. Hashmat, my dear student, the question is before you. Can you read it out?
Can we store multiple data? Can we store multiple data variables values in a variable?
The question, if you want to help, I do tell you in Urdu. Okay. Over here, the question is before you. कि उर्दू में मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि अगर आपने जैसे अभी वेरिएबल आपने क्रिएट किया है,
Yes, sir.
वेरिएबल में क्या आप एक से ज्यादा वैल्यूज को स्टोर करा सकते हैं? एक से ज्यादा वैल्यूज आप स्टोर करा सकते हैं? घबराना नहीं, बताएं मुझे जो आपके कंसेप्ट है, बताएं जो भी आपके जान दें।
Sir, I think नहीं हम करवा सकते.
Very nice. I'm very happy to connect to you, Mr. Ashmat. You answered me the correct answer. Okay, I clap for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm not using the sign over here, but live, I clap for you. Okay.
Thank
you. Okay, my dear, all of my dear students of civil engineering department, our first session is going to be ended. Before the first session, will be ended. It had been a very nice time over here. This session was was very good, and we had done how many activities? First one we did the assessment of the last lecture, and the second one, second activity we did announcement of the lecture topic of the day. Third activity, that is making a background for the lecture topic of the day, and inshallah in the next uh, session that is going to be started after 5 minutes, all of you, my dear students, take a break of 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you will connect to me the same way as you have connected me earlier on. Okay, उर्दू में मैं आपको बेटा बताता हूँ. मैंने अब हम जो है यहाँ पर 10 मिनट की ब्रेक ले रहे हैं, और 10 मिनट की ब्रेक के बाद यानी कि यहाँ पर हमारा ये वाला सेशन एंड हो जाएगा. अभी मैं यहाँ पर ये जो मीटिंग है ये एंड कर दूंगा, और 10 मिनट के बाद आपने ठीक 10 मिनट के बाद मुझे कनेक्ट करना है उसी तरीके से जैसे आपने पहले मुझे कनेक्ट किया था. इसके साथ ही फर्स्ट सेशन का इख्तिताम हुआ जाता है. मैं आप तमाम स्टूडेंट्स को का बड़ा मशकूर हूँ कि आपने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से ऑनलाइन लेक्चर ले रहे हैं, और आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू बी विद यू. ओके, आई से यू गुड बाय फॉर द inshallah I see you after 10 minutes, and inshallah I will join you after 10 minutes, and I hope you all will join me after 10 minutes. Allah Hafiz.